Welcome to yet another episode of PE Theory Class for Secondary Students. Today we will be having a discussion in Chapter 2 entitled Sports and Nutrition. In this chapter, we will be able to understand what is the concept of balanced diet and nutrition. We will come to term also what is macronutrients and micronutrients. We will define what is carbohydrates, protein, vitamins, minerals, their function in our body, and the sample food sources. Let's first define what is nutrition. Nutrition is a science of food and its relation to the health. We cannot fully understand nutrition without understanding what is food. Food is any substance that we can
It's 10
digest,
o'clock.
absorb, and utilize for various physiological functions. We said that nutrition is a science or the step by step process. It is because it deals with the dynamic process in which the food consumed is digested, nutrients are absorbed, distributed to the tissues for utilization, and waste are disposed of the body. So when we talk about nutrition, these are the process. Digested, the word is digested, absorbed, distributed, until it got disposed of the body. Well, in other words, we see food as rice, chapati, apple, banana, whatever food you can call it. Okay. But the moment it has been put inside our mouth and breaks into smaller pieces, it will no longer become food anymore. Why? Because it produces a chemical substance called nutrients. Okay. Now, this nutrient is being digested, being absorbed until it will become distributed to the different part of your body. And this is how nutrition goes. Okay. The science or the step by step and at the same time the relationship of every nutrients taken by our body to the different parts of our body for us to function it physiologically. Physiologically means functioning properly of different parts of our body. As I mentioned, that nutrients are defined as the chemical substance which are present in the foods. Some commonly known nutrients are carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamin, mineral, water, and fiber, right? Now, in nutrients, there are two big division or category. We have macronutrients and micronutrients. Let's talk about first what is macronutrients. When we say macronutrients, these are the nutrients that we need, that our body need in large portion or large amount. Okay. The most common example of macronutrients that we must have in a large portion are carbs or carbohydrate, which is 55 to 60% should be. Okay, we should have at least 55 to 60% serving. Okay, in a day. I'm talking about in a day. Protein should be 10 to 15%, and fats should be 20 to 30%. Yes, we need a good fats. Fats, I'll be talking about more about fats a little later, but our body need fats, a good kind of fats, okay? Remember, in an Indian meal, we should be having at least 55% consumption of it. In an Indian meal, this should be the distribution of the portion. It should be 55% to 60% of the total plating should be carbohydrates. Later on, I will be telling you what are the foods good source of carbohydrates. What are the example food? It should be 10 to 15% of the portion should be protein, and 20 to 30% should be fats. As I mentioned, that we need a good fat because primarily fats is the storage. One, it could be the storage for of energy if we got run out of it. Two, it protects different internal organs inside our body. Water here has no percentage because it does not provide energy. The vital function of water inside our body is to help us to have a functional metabolic process or in terms of metabolism. So that is all about macronutrients. When we say micronutrients, so these are the nutrients that we need in a small portion. It is also as equal footing, as equally important as macronutrients. But the difference is we only need a small portion of it. Examples of macronutrients are minerals and vitamins. Also, later on, we will be going through what are the vitamins that we need to understand and to look into, and as well as minerals. Let's talk about carbohydrates. Well, carbohydrates is a compound made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. It is a major source of energy that provides 4 kilocalorie per gram. This is a good source of energy. And did you know that carbohydrate has three types? Well, it is monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharide. Okay, when we say monosaccharide, it's a single unit sugar. The common example of these monosaccharides are glucose, fructose, and galactose. Disaccharide is a combined sugar or combined monosaccharide like maltose. Maltose, composition of maltose would be 2 glucose. You must be familiar with lactose. When you combine glucose and galactose, it becomes lactose, and sucrose when glucose and fructose has been combined. Polysaccharide, these are called as the complex sugar. These are the starches and the cellulose or the fibers that I will be talking about later. So this is just a quick example of monosaccharide. Like when you're talking about glucose, example, it must be honey. Fructose, mostly coming from different fruits. Yeah, we can get sugar from fruits. For galactose, from fresh milk. Okay. So disaccharide, again, a combination. When you say maltose, yes, this is the example combination of 2 glucose. Yeah. Lactose, example is ice cream, combination of galactose and glucose and fructose. Sucrose is a combination of fructose and uh, glucose. Yeah. These are the example chart where we can identify what are the good carbs, what are the bad carbs. Good carbs or good carbohydrates are starchy vegetable like potatoes, beans, also those lentils and peas, those edible seeds provide us a good source of energy. Whole grain like brown rice and quinoa and all, it's also good carbs. Fruits and vegetable, of course, and of course pasta. It's a very good source of carbs. The bad carbs are considered those who are highly processed and high in refined sugar. Those processed food, all right? Such as candy, soda, some sugary food, white bread. When there is a presence of sugar, it becomes bad carbs because it is not only be converted into energy, but at the same time, it will become hard to digest, and it will become converted into bad fats. So that is why. So these are the examples of good carbs and bad carbs. You know what happened if a food has been converted into fats? So sooner, if there would be a large portion of fats, it will go to the linings of the vessels, linings of the vein, and it will blood vessels, and it will become sooner as a blockage for a good blood flow, and it will be very risky where diseases will start. Did you know that carbohydrates are essential in the diet to prevent ketosis? Okay, so you must be familiar with keto diet. So in here, it says here that diets for weight loss usually recommend avoiding carbohydrates. So this is what the keto diet is trying to promote. So nowadays, there is what you call a keto diet. The principle of keto diet is they are using the fat storage inside your body to become source of your energy. Let me read this. Uh, Diets for weight loss usually recommend avoiding carbohydrate. Yes, if you are into keto diet, or if you know somebody who is doing the keto diet, they are avoiding to have a carbohydrate. However, it is essential to have at least 50 to 100 grams. So they are only consuming a very small portion of carbohydrates. per day, okay, for the complete oxidation of fats and avoidance of excessive production of ketone bodies. So it is also required for us to have at least 50 to 100 of carbohydrates. It is because for the oxidation of fats. Okay. So in keto diet, they are using their storage good fat for them to be converted as energy. Of course, if you don't have much carbohydrates to burn inside your body, the more that you can easily lose weight. So this is how the diet will go. But of course, too much of everything or getting less or lesser of everything is not really good for our health. So I believe when you are about to go for any keto diet, you should at least have an expert. You know, you should always seek advice from the expert, and at the same time, make sure that it is also applicable with your eating habit. Right? If somebody is also suffering from any diabetic related disease, it is not really advisable for you to have this kind of keto or ketosis diet. Yeah. So the idea here, to sum up, when we say keto diet, they are consuming a very less 50 to 100 gram of carbohydrates for just the oxidation of fat, and they are using the storage of fat inside our body to convert it to energy for weight loss. Okay, so that is all about carbohydrates. Protein has been said as the building blocks of our body. Remember that we need 10 to 20% of protein inside our body. Okay? It is made up of smaller structure called amino acid and are vital growth for the growth and development of human body. Protein needed to build our muscle, grow nail, hair, protect skin and tissues in our internal organ also. The example of foods are fish, milk, meat, pulses. Pulses are those edible seeds, all right? Those who are good source of protein, okay, are example of pulses, okay, some like grains, okay, like edible seeds, plant seeds, and of course almond. Almond here, well, I just have to give you some trivia. I myself is doing or eating almond every day, 5 almond, because I study shows that when you eat almond in the morning, it will help you to think better and faster. So it can grow you another brain cell and it can function your brain even more efficient. Okay, so yeah, it will make you smarter if you keep eating almonds, 5 almonds, okay, every day. Let's talk about fats. Okay, there are so many things to be considered in fats. Point number two, fats are essential to give your body energy and to support your cell growth. So this is the sole purpose of fats. It gives your body energy. As I made mention, like if our body will run out of carbohydrates and protein, okay, the fat storage will be converted to the energy. Yes. And also it keeps your body warm because it protects your organ and it protects your organs inside your body. So yes, total fat intake should be 20 to 30% of the calorie for adult to meet daily energy and nutritional need while minimizing the risk of chronic diseases. So this is very important. You should at least take a well balance of fat intake, at least 20 to 30% of the total plating. Why? Because in as much as we wanted to minimize the risk of having some chronic related diseases, right? So these are the examples of food where we can get fats. The CG, butter, cheese, cream, red meats, baked products, and other full fat dairy products are the main sources of saturated fats in most diet. Coconut and palm oil are also contain saturated fats. Yeah. Water. I made mention water is not contributing to the energy giving source inside our body, but it also helps in the metabolic process. So let me just read this. Water is essential component of diet. Blood comprises of 90% of water, regulates body temperature, function as lubricant, keeps skin moist. Yes, it really help our skin to be moist and protect our body from shock. Okay, if you notice that if some part of your skin are kind of like dry and kind of breaking, it only means one thing, that you are dehydrated. So you really have to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. Okay. Daily. Of course, too much of water, it will become, the concentration of your blood will become imbalanced. So the excessive water also is not advisable. The of course, when you have a less intake of water is also not advisable. So there should be a proper amount. Yeah. To summarize, remember that the distribution that I gave you, like in an Indian meal, carbohydrate should consist of 55 to 60. It should be 55. Okay, 55 to 60. Fats is from 20 to 30%. This is correct. And protein should be 15 to 20. Okay, 15 to 20. So these are all about carbohydrate, fats, and protein. Now let's talk about the micronutrients. When we say micronutrients, so these are the nutrients that we need only a small amount in our body. We're talking about minerals and vitamins here. Yes. So let's talk about vitamins. Vitamins is an organic chemical required in a very small amount. We have two categories of vitamin. We have the fat soluble vitamin. This one, fat soluble vitamin. Example are vitamin A, D, E, K, or ADEK. So when we talk about vitamin ADEK, we're talking about fat soluble vitamin. So fat soluble vitamins, these are the vitamins that are not easily get disposed in our body. It means to say it stays for a longer period of time once we take the vitamins in, longer than the other one. The other one is the water soluble vitamins. These are vitamin B and vitamin C. Remember the abbreviation. ADEC is fat soluble, BC is water soluble. So this is the direct opposite of fat soluble vitamin. It's because these vitamin B and vitamin C just passes to the kidney and we can easily take out these vitamins. If you notice, if you are taking some vitamin B complex pill, and after some time when you urinate, you happen to notice that your urine becomes more yellowish. Yeah, the concentration becomes more yellow because of the disposed vitamin B and C. Yeah. So yeah. So these are what about vitamin. Let's talk about vitamin B and C, the water soluble vitamin. B has different variant. We have vitamin 1, which is called thiamine. Okay. Thiamine work as coenzyme needed for energy metabolism, needed for DNA and RNA synthesis. The sources are here: grain, cereal, pulses, peanuts, seeds, mushroom. If you eat vitamin B or riboflavin, it also acts as coenzyme flavin mononucleotides and flavin adenine dinucleotide needed for energy metabolism. Okay, this is important for a normal vision and skin health. Vitamin B2. Okay, sources of food are milk or milk products like egg, liver, and kidney. Yes. B3 is niacin. Okay. Niacin is as important for the nervous system, digestive system, and skin development. Okay. Mostly the sources are kind of the same: whole grain, cereal, pulses, and milk product. Vitamin B6 is also help in making white blood cell. Take note of this: helping our white blood cells and heme and hemoglobin. Okay. So it helps in our blood system here. It helps to improve. Okay. Sources are poultry meat, fish, nut, sunflower seed is also good source of vitamin B6. Biotin is also considered as a water-soluble vitamin. Yeah, I myself, I'm taking biotin, but in a very low dosage. I'm taking 300 mg of biotin because it helps my skin, my hair, and my nails grow better. Yeah, so I'm taking biotin here. Folic acid, vitamin B12, okay, cobalamin, uh, it it helps to improve the nerve function inside our body. Now we're talking about vitamin C. The other term for vitamin C is ascorbic acid. When we talk about vitamin C, the recommended intake of vitamin C every day is 1000 mg. That's the dosage, okay? Nowadays is very relevant because of the COVID. So whenever people are getting this virus, some of the hospitals they are recommending to take 2000. You have to double the dosage. So that's the extreme. Okay, the extreme is 2000 mg. Okay? That's the dosage. Then that is fine. That's the extreme. Okay, but if you don't feel anything, if you just wanted to take it as a food supplement, you can take daily to 1000 mg as a dosage. It can be taken as an oral, it can be taken as can be diluted in water. So these are the forms of vitamin C that we can find at home. Next. Vitamin A or retinol, it helps also for us to have a good vision. Yeah. Example foods are cheese, okay, milk, carrots, those orangey fruit, papaya are also good source of vitamin A. Vitamin D is for the bones, okay? Sunlight here, see, when we expose to sunlight, skin can make vitamin D. So it's advisable we can, take sunlight from 7 to 10 in the morning. So that's the best time for us to have a vitamin D from the sun. Vitamin E acts an antioxidant. It protects cell walls. So this helps to the generation or regeneration of our skin. If you wanted to feel good on your skin, take vitamin E. The good source of vitamin E are plants oil, green leafy vegetables. So eat all this egg yolk, okay, for you to be able to have a healthy glowing skin. Vitamin K here for a proper blood clotting. In order for you to avoid this blood clotting, you should take vitamin K. And it comes from green leafy vegetable, cabbage, milk, and yeah. Let's talk about mineral. Same with vitamin, mineral also we need only in a small portion. Let's talk about some of the important minerals. Macro minerals are calcium, potassium, sodium, magnesium, and phosphorus. Macro minerals are iodine, iron, chromium, copper, cobalt, and cobalt minerals. So let's take a look. What are the foods that are good in minerals? So spinach, the calcium here. These are the example food that is rich in calcium. Avocado, kale. Yeah, kale is very good. Kale, really. I'm taking this kale once in a week. Mustard, celery, broccoli, and spinach. Rich in magnesium, almonds, okra, flaxseed, dill, cacao, and basil. Mostly these are vegetables. Okay, and seeds, very, very natural and healthy. Rich in iron, pumpkin seed, kale, broccoli, quinoa rice, and spinach. Potassium, I think it's banana. Banana should be here. Banana is very rich in potassium. Manganese, yes. So these are the example foods that are rich in minerals. Okay, you don't have to remember anything, but just you have to at least understand at least what is the sole purpose of having minerals and vitamins inside our body, and at the same time understand what do we mean by macronutrients and micronutrients. So there you have it, children.